I was like, wow, where's all these gangs come from? Because I never really belonged to a proper gang, if you get what I mean. So at college I was supposed to be studying, but I didn't study. I started dusting around gangs instead. I started going around town with these gangs of Indians. And don't forget, Indians used to stick together in those days because there was a lot of racism. This is 1982 now. 81, 82 sort of era. So I started hanging out with Asian gangs. And we was called the Skankers. Silly name. You had gangs called the Wongs, the FBI, which was our gang. But we became part of the Skankers. And then there was the Young Wongs. What else was there? Sapna. And there was some weird names. The Cruisers. There was some strange names for gangs. But it was the gang culture because of one film that came out was called The Warriors. Now this film, I believe, because I remember watching this in London, it blew my head off. It was just a crazy film. You know what I mean? The Warriors. It's still an iconic film now. It's a classic. I mean, it's one of those films that will never ever die out. People still watch to this day. So after watching this film, I think this film created gangs up and down the country. Gangs of Asians and blacks, because at that time the Asians and the blacks were together because of the common enemy, which was racists. And obviously you had white lads that joined these gangs as well, that were anti-racist as well. But in Leicester we used to have like pockets of gangs, and I think it's due to this film called Warriors. That's where they got these names from. That the Wongs came from the film called The Wanderers. And yes, Warriors come out to play. Yes. And that film was just a classic. One of the best films I've ever seen in my life, to be honest with you. And I was only 16 years old, I think, when I seen that film, 15 or 16. So at college, everybody wanted to be in a gang. It was for protection, it's for safety. So I joined this gang, and we used to walk around town. And in those days, it was stretched jeans with the white piping going down the leg. I don't know if anyone remembers those white pipings, red pipings, yellow pipings. It was stretched jeans, really tight. I used to have skinny legs, all like my arms, really skinny. And it was like I used to have like a perm on top of my head. It was really like a mushroom. I wish I still had it now. It was very funky. It was all shaved around here. And I was still a bad dresser. I was not a good dresser. So I used to hang around town. Instead of going to my classes, which I should be like any good lad would do, I want to study and excel in their life, I kept bunking class and going into town instead. So, so I started hanging around the Haymarket, which was sort of like a meeting point for different gangs. And I used to go down the Haymarket and just hang around, do nothing, just hanging around. And, comment by Mark Bywater. Asians are still racist and Indian gangs are still active in Birmingham. Yeah, well, you've got 1 million people in Birmingham, probably more, and loads of Asians in Birmingham, and Asians are racist. I mean, I'm going to tell you now, though, I remember at college, if a girl was dark, an Asian girl was dark, they'd call her ugly. That's how it was in those days. It was disgusting. I mean, she might have been beautiful, but if she was dark, they said, "Oh, she's ugly because she was dark." Asians can be the most racist people if they, and that's the truth. I'm not gonna, sugarcoat this. Asians were racist. I don't know about now. I don't see much of it. Maybe they still are now because I'm not racist. You are who you are. If you're good to me, I'm good to you. I don't give a damn about what colour you are. If you're a good person, you're a good person. Raouf says no Asian gangs in Birmingham anymore. So there's a bit of a debate there. So I don't know. Anyway, that was a stereotype. What was Mo Baig? Okay. Anyway, that was a stereotype. Racist within religions. Yeah, it is. We've got there's a lot of racism within religions. Absolutely, I agree with you on that one. Jinn. That's a bit of a dodgy name. Jinns are like spirits. I don't know. So anyway, so basically, so I stuck with these Asian gangs, and one day I was hanging around the Haymarket, 82, sort of 83. And I seen this gang of lads walk past me, and there was a black lad in front, and he was the leader. He was a Rasta, and he had a Fila raincoat on, really nice raincoat, and there was about 10 lads following him with deerstalkers on and sort of deerstalkers and sort of what they're called. I can't remember the pork pie hats. I think they're called. Anyway, basically, they walked past me and they had these really, really smart clothes. They were amazing colours. They wear the trainers and then what they wear the dress. And I looked at them and thought, I want to be like these guys. Because I looked at myself and thought, I'm a tramp. And these guys look so cool. And the way they walked, there was like a little formation of soldiers, like a little formation walking past. And every single individual had different colours on, had like an individual style. But every single one was smart. And the lad at the front was a black lad. And I thought, hey, what's going on here? And then someone said to me, oh, that's the baby squad. And I was in awe of these lads. I was in awe of these lads. And I saw the way the leader dressed, and I thought to myself, you know what? I am going to dress like this guy. You know, it was like, I looked up to him sort of thing. I thought, this guy dresses so cool. So, well, I got 25 minutes left, flipping out. It's taking ages, ain't it? Who let the babies out? Yeah, stench, you know it. Anyway, so basically I thought, I want to dress like these lads. So, in those days, we didn't have much money. Because at college, my dad used to give me something like £5 a week, I think, or something ridiculous, bus fare and food, and I can't remember, it was something ridiculous. So what I did now, I started bunking college and keeping that money and putting it in my pocket. And my dad used to give me money for karate classes as well, every Saturday afternoon. So I started bunking a little bit of karate and, stopped going, me and my brother did. So what I did, right, me and my brother, we used to go around to, like, there was a golfing shop that sold these sort of Pringles and Sliders jumpers and Lion Scott jumpers, and we sort of, it was called the golf range, and you used to have like a little shop in there. It was on Melton Road, not far from where I used to live. So me and my brother used to go in there. I'm not going to say what we used to do because it's a bit embarrassing now, but we used to pilfer if we can get away with it. So next thing you know, I'll be wearing these roll necks, these pastel coloured V-neck jumpers like yellow or blue and stuff like that, and pastel sort of coloured jumpers, and these bleached jeans, lowish jeans ripped at the bottom, and these funky big Puma G Villas trainers. And I'd be strutting my stuff. I have this dodgy perm, and I'd be walking around my estate like this, and everybody looking at me thinking, he's transformed from being a tramp to being a good dresser. What's going on here? They were just a bit baffled by it all, the Asian lads in my estate. And I thought I was on top of the world. Me and bro thought we were the baddest dressers out, because at that time there weren't many Asians. There were a couple of older Asians. They used to hang around the baby squad. That used to be part of the baby squad. But lads from my estate, they never saw Asian lads like myself dress like that. Because don't forget, most Asian lads, you never used to go town. Town was like I wouldn't say a no-go area, but it was rough. So a lot of Asians that used to be on my estate never used to go to town, because they were into studies and education and all the rest of it. Well, me and my brother were completely the opposite. So we started dressing smart. So I started hanging around the Haymarket thinking I was a cool dude, as you do when you're 17 years old. And there was this one lad who was a mixed race lad, his name was Mark. He'd come up to me and eyeball me, because he introduced himself to me and started saying, what's your name? So my name's this, Riaz, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, so where do you sit in the football? Where do you stand in the football ground? And I goes, what are you talking about? I don't go football. And he goes, what do you mean? Because I support Arsenal. I said, well, he says, you're dressed like that. That's the football sort of, dress code. And I thought, what do you mean football dress code? He goes, yeah, it's football dress code. I thought, he goes, you got to go football. Dressing like that, you got to be a football lad. You can't dress like, because you'll be called a plastic. I thought, plastic? Okay, let's have a look. I've got some more. Big Riaz, yes, Barrington. One love, bruv. Martin, hi Riaz, can you honestly declare that radical Islam should be expelled from Britain? There's not much of it really in Britain, is there? Since it kicked off in Syria, I don't see much of it nowadays, do you? I don't know. That can be another subject, we can talk about it later. Anyway, so I went to my first football match. Now, it was a big one. It was against Birmingham City FC, Barrington. It was against your boys. And it was against the Zulu Warriors. They were another gang of lads that were in Birmingham, so I was really apprehensive. I put my best clothes on. My brother didn't come with me, so I met my mate and caught the train. I remember getting on the train station. I was looking around. I saw all these really good dresses around me, brilliant dress, fantastic. And I saw a couple of Asian lads, a couple of black lads. I saw my old mate from school. I was like, wow, what's going on here? It was a different culture altogether, and I loved it. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought the culture was fantastic. It was just something different. Everybody was together. It was all different colours, different races. And I thought, I'd be the only Asian lad, but there was a couple of other Asian lads that were older than me that were there. And all the lads were looking at me because I was a new face. They were looking, who the hell is this guy? You know what I mean? And so I got on the train, and I was really nervous, butterflies, and I was with my mate from school who wasn't a dresser at the time. So we got off the train and basically marched into Birmingham New Street. Went up the stairs, escalator up the stairs, I can't remember. Came out into the street, into this massive road, and I remember walking on this sort of bridge thing that was above us, and I couldn't see was all these black lads looking down like that. And I looked up and I heard some lads say, here they are, or something. And I looked up, I saw a few lads come running down, and they go, Zulu, Zulu, like that. And I thought, what's going on here? I didn't know what was going on, because I never knew about the football casual culture. I didn't know, about the fighting side of things. I never knew about it. And the next thing I know, there was a massive brawl in the middle of this road. It was really exciting. I was scared and excited. The adrenaline kicked in. I can't describe it unless you've been part of that sort of culture. I can't describe it to you. It was like fear and adrenaline and excitement, everything wrapped into one. And everyone was fighting around me. And I remember this ginger guy in front of me with loads of spots on his face. It was a Birmingham. He goes, "Come on then, mate, come on then." He was bouncing up and down in front of me, and I had this like umbrella in my hand. So I went to whack him. The next thing I know, I was lifted off the ground. And I was going, struggling. I thought, what's going on here? And I turned around, there was a copper. He'd arrested me. And I thought, oh no. This policeman had arrested me. And I got 20 minutes. I don't know if I got long enough. Anyway, he arrested me. And the first thing that came into my mind was, my dad's going to kill me. I was not worried about I wasn't worried about the copper. I was worried about my dad. He wanted to, and I thought, oh no, I'm just going to get battered by my dad. He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. So I was banged up in the cell. And then those days I wasn't allowed out late. My dad was very traditional. So they let me out late at night with 6 other lads who were members of the baby squad. And I got in at about 10:30, and my dad was waiting for me. I thought, oh no, I'm dead. What am I going to say now? He goes, "Where have you been?" In a big deep. My dad was 6'4", and he was a big strong bloke. I thought, I've had it. I'm going to get battered here. So I go, "Dad, look," I couldn't lie to him. I couldn't, I said, "Look, I got involved in a fight. I got arrested for it." And he goes, "Oh, you got arrested for fighting, did you?" His attitude changed. I thought, "Hey, what's going on here?" He goes, "Okay, just have you dinner and go to bed." I didn't realise at the time, right, that the Pathans, our race, were warriors. They were into fighting. It was part of their tradition, part of their culture. So I thought, okay, I got away with that one then. But he goes, "Don't do it again though. Don't ever go to a football match again." I goes, "Dad, don't worry about it. I'm just going to crisis lessons. I won't go again." I lied, because once you get a taste of that adrenaline rush, that feeling, once you get a taste of it, you can't let go of it. It's impossible to let go of it straight away. You can't. It's really hard to let go of it. So every Saturday I was going to football, especially the home matches. Away matches, some of them. If it's Forest away or Derby away or whatever, I'd go to them. But mostly at home, I'd be at home matches. And I got into this culture, I kept doing it, going and going. I got arrested a few times, and I got... what's this? Junk mail. So I got lots of messages. I'm trying to... As Ray says, it's like an addiction. It is. It's better than any drug, better than anything that you ever imagined in your whole life. Basically, it's just... I'm not going to read that by Arif. But so it's just something that you can never understand. I went Millwall away, it was a very scary place. It's something that you cannot understand. It's just... I'm not recommending you do it now, because it's... To be honest with you, it's gone. It was that era. The 80s was the era for it, and maybe up to the mid 90s. But the 80s was the era for it. And I'm not saying go to football match and experience it, because you're going to get nicked. You're going to get 3 years. It's not worth it. It's a mug's game now. For one punch, you get 3 years. It's not worth it. But the clothes, yes, follow the clothes. The clothes are fantastic. So anyway, so I kept going to matches and stuff like that. And then, as you get older, you start thinking, oh, what am I doing this for? Because I was like... week in, week out, we're just thinking every Saturday, can't wait for Saturday, can't wait for Saturday, can't wait. That's all we used to talk about, football. Yeah, can't wait. What am I going to wear? What am I going to dress? So the clothes was a major part of the culture as well. And good night to you as well. I think you're in, I don't know where you are, but good night anyway, Tony. And the clothes was a pivotal thing. We had to dress, you had to look the part. And every week, every week or every month or so, the fashions would change, the hairstyles would change. And you had to look good. You had to look good for the football. It was like a catwalk. So for 6 years I was doing this. But towards the latter years of this casual culture, I got a bit sick of it, because it was just, I thought, I'm 23, 24 now. How long am I going to do this for? And one of the things that really, thank you very much, Tony, nice one. One of the things that really kind of sort of put me off was when I was born for Way in 1987. Went to Born for Way, and I remember it was a great weekend, by the way. It was a fantastic weekend. And I remember seeing this girl it was an incident in a pub, and I was outside, and I remember going up to the window, because I heard a commotion. I thought, it's kicking off inside there. So I came running over, me and my mates, because someone's trying to ring me, but I'm going to have to cancel that. I remember running over to my mates, running over to see what was going on, and I saw this tall woman, young lady, and the glass came out of nowhere and hit her face here, and it just opened up, and I thought, oh no, this This for me, this weren't it. Even though it was an accidental, the glass was accidentally